I could listen to those all day. Hey everyone, it's me again, Fanfiction Dreamer, and I'm back to continue on with telling this story. Last time on the extremely secret files, the group seemed to be hot on the thief's trail, and they are just about to finally catch up with him, perhaps, and bring him down while taking back the experiment that he stole. So, what's in store for our traveling group? Let's find out. Alright, let's get started with this. Is this on? Come on, I thought I got this to finally work. I should have tested this when I... Alright. Oh, that's the issue. I didn't have the number lock on. Okay, so let's continue on with the story. They arrived at the next planet, Siberius. As soon as they got out, Ron was already shivering. Brr, could that thief have done what he was planning on doing on, I don't know, a much warmer planet? Brr. We'll be able to warm up when we get moving. Come on, the thief shouldn't be too far off. Kim ran off with Ratchet and Clank. Oh man, I miss Bueno Nacho. Kim grabbed Ron and pulled him along. They darted through the frozen terrains as fast as they possibly could. They fought more robots along the way, making the very difficult trek much harder. Ron didn't make the trek any easier as he kept running and falling over, sometimes directly in front of the robots. Thankfully, Kim had a great handle on getting Ron out of the way without endangering himself. They were keeping on the trail until they found themselves in front of a few massive trucks. Whoa! What is the thief planning on doing with all of this? I don't know. But whatever it is, we can't let him succeed. Come on! They rushed over and got into one of the trucks. As soon as they got in, the truck closed its back door and drove off with the other trucks. They were immediately ambushed by more robots. Ron was less than thrilled to deal with them. He was even more irritated when one of them slashed at his pants. Oh, come on! Seriously? Fortunately, Wade's pants regenerator kicked in and fully restored his pants in an instant. I'm really glad that Wade came up with that pants regenerator for Ron. So am I. They made their way back outside and went for the next massive truck. There, they fought more robots and before long, came face to face with the thief himself, who was hovering on a flying board. There he is! Let's get him! They fought with the thief, which did not take very long. As it was a short, quick fight, he vacated the scene before they had the chance to finish him off. They moved on to the next truck, where they fought off more robots. They soon arrived at the last truck where they fought the thief again. It was another brief fight, and they still didn't manage to bring him down. After the brief fight, the truck they were on toppled over, causing them to fall to the ground. Ratchet got himself up. Is everyone okay? Kim lifted herself up. I'm fine. Not hurt, for the most part. Clank got himself up afterwards. Ron lifted himself up to his knees. Ow! That hurt my everything, including my pride. Oh, ow! Ron lifted himself up some more. Well, at least I didn't. Completely unaware of his pants were completely unaware that his pants caught on something they tore off of his waist. He seemed annoyed by this. Never mind. Kim, Ratchet, and Clank were also annoyed. Ron pulled his pants back up, with some help from the pants regenerator, of course. They soon found themselves in front of a large circular platform, which included a rocket missile. Whoa! What is that? I don't really know. Exactly. Come on, the thief has to be there. They rushed towards the platform. When they arrived at the center platform, they were immediately startled when they noticed the experiment tied to the rocket missile. They looked over and noticed the thief. Ha! You've lost, Megacorp! I'm sorry, what? Take your imperialistic ego-fascism to another dimension. Say goodbye to your freaking pest. The thief held out a switch. Not if I have anything to say about it. He lunged towards the thief, who jumped out of the way and onto his hoverboard. Too slow, you corporate lackey. Kim ran over to Ratchet as he stood back up. Listen, I don't know what issues you have with Megacorp, but there has to be a better way to deal with them than this. There is no better way. The thief pushed the button. The rocket was about to launch. KB! Ratchet! The experiment is about to be launched into space! You get the experiment. We'll handle the thief. Kim and Ratchet fought with the thief while Ron went for the rocket to rescue the experiment. It was a very tough battle. The thief really did put up much more of a fight than earlier. His resilience was giving them a hard time, but they kept fighting him for as long as they needed to. They were able to divert his attention long enough for Ron to cut the experiment loose, literally. He returned to the others with the experiment at hand. Way to go, Ron! You had us worried for a moment. Oh, it was no problem. I had it handled like just then the experiment tore off most of Ron's pants and started munching on it. Ah, dang it! The pants regenerator restored his pants. The thief got back on his hoverboard and flew away. Should we go after him? Not worth it. We got what we came for. Let's just get the little guy back to Mr. Fizzwidget. Later, they arrived back to the ship. There, they spoke with Mr. Fizzwidget via a communicator monitor. Cratchit, Spank, Slim, Palpable, and who's this incredulous young man? Ron Stoppable. Ah, yes, Rob Stoppable. No, it's Ron Stoppable. You know what? Forget it. If you're not going to pronounce my name correctly, then don't even bother trying to pronounce it at all. Ron. So what's the prognosis? We accomplished our mission, sir. The experiment is safe and in our possession. Why, that's cute. Why, that's cuteness. Absolutely munificent. You guys are a gelatinous team. Is he happy? He sounds like he is. Yeah, he is. We were glad to assist, sir. We just need coordinates to our next rendezvous point. What? Wait, next rendezvous point? Can we just meet him here? Are you sure you would prefer to stay here and wait for him? You know what? No. What was I thinking? Absolutely. I'm on my way to give a tour of Megacorp's historical mining site. Here's a little back talk on the fragility. That might be an innuendo of some kind. Best for me to not think about that. Is it working? Yes, it's working. Okay, good.
Megacorp Manufacturing and Mining, a tireless drum major leading the galaxy on its march of progress. Come tour our desert mining facility and see why our most precious product is our history. When we first arrived, we found a planet completely overrun by rainforests. To better accommodate the local wildlife, we transformed this impassable jungle into an easily navigable desert. Ever the technological pioneer, Megacorp invented the automated management team. thereby eliminating costly upward mobility, and all the while making your life richer. Megacorp Manufacturing and Mining. Our march continues to the tune of progress and profitability. Call Investor Relations today.
If you're appalled by what you saw there, I'm right there with you. There was hardly anything legitimate about what was seen, and that it was just awful. It's just awful. Is that facility still operational, sir? Alas, no, but it's steeped in hysterics. I've offloaded the condiments to your naval computer. We'll see you there. The monitor turned off. Okay, guys, let's get go. Ratchet then noticed Kim and Ron having disturbed and appalled looks on their faces. Guys? Are you okay? Did that entire planet's rainforest get reduced to a barren, lifeless desert? If what the documentary just mentioned was accurate, then yes, that's exactly what happened. Dude, everything about that documentary was just sick and wrong. What's the big fuss? It's just one planet. Excuse me, but have you forgotten that their kind dwell on only one planet? Yeah, I know that, but you're Oh, right. They've known only one inhabitable planet their whole lives, so they take stuff like this very seriously. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean it that way, really. Let's just get over there and meet with Mr. Fizzwidget. They eventually got back to the ship and left the frigid planet. As they made their way to the next planet, Ron and Clank, within the back seats, had a very tough time managing the experiment. Ron, will you keep still? I'm trying, but it keeps jumping all over the place. Kim and Ratchet sat in the front seat with displeased looks on their faces as this was occurring. Kim had her arms folded throughout the entire pandemic behind them. Here, let me... Ah! Clank, where are you? Did I not ask you to keep still? I almost had... With each second, they were having much more of a hard time handling it. Oh no, you... Hey, what are you? They then heard Rufus' loud screeching. Ah! Ah! Rufus! Stay away from Rufus, you... Hold still, Ron. I almost tried to eat Rufus! Rufus' panicking babbles were heard. There, Rufus. I will keep you safe. They eventually heard the sound of Ron's pants tearing. Oh, man! Again with the pants! I just had these repaired! This is going to be one long flight. You know something funny? We're almost there. They then heard a biting sound afterwards. Ah! Get off! Get off! Get off! Get off! Oh, for crying out loud. Unfortunately, almost isn't soon enough. I agree. I just felt that adding that part was necessary for the story. I was surprised in the game they didn't have, like, any funny... They just didn't have any funny scenes with Clank trying to manage the experiment. And they had something humorous in the next game. Somewhat like that. But I thought that was necessary. They eventually arrived at planet Tabora. Shortly after landing, they spotted another ship arriving. Hey, there's Mr. Fizzwidget! Mr. Fizzwidget landed his ship directly on top of Ratchet's and completely wrecked it, which greatly surprised the group. Mr. Fizzwidget stepped out of his ship and stood in front of the group. Hello, yes, everything's fine. There was just a bit of debris on the landing pad. Debris? That was Ratchet's ship!
Don't worry about it, miss. It's insured! And I thought I was treated like trash. So, do you have the, delivery?
Clank held out the experiment.
Here it is, sir. Terrifulous! My pants were wrecked 4 times trying to get that thing to you, Mr. Fizzwidget. You had better appreciate this.
Clank handed the experiment over to Mr. Fizzwidget.
Come, everyone. There is precious little time.
They got into his ship. They were about to take off.
Now then, how about some tunes?
He pressed a button on his dashboard and ejected Ratchet and his friends out of the ship. Mr. Fizzwidget took off without a second thought. They landed within a cave.
Hey! He did that on purpose!
Rufus popped out of Ron's pocket, shaking his fist in anger directly at the sky above him as he babbled furiously. Nah, he's just easily distracted. I don't know. Something about this whole thing just doesn't seem right. Come on, guys. Let's try to find a way out of here. They began their trek through the cave for a way out. There were vicious beasts everywhere. They seemed very tough and immensely durable, but they weren't anything that they couldn't handle. The journey through the cave was very long, but they were persevering, determined to find the cave's exit so they kept at it, stopping at nothing. However, they did stop one time when they noticed 2 glass cases, one containing a rock and another containing a large wrench, much like Ratchet's weapon.
Hey, what are these glass cases doing here?
Say, isn't that wrench like what you have, Ratchet?
Why, yes it is. Wait, let me take a look at this, KP.
Rod took a closer look at the wrench in the glass case.
Yes it is. This thing does look a lot like your wrench thing, Ratchet. Cool! A wrench weapon!
What is it, Clank?
There is a sign here. It says, in case of enemy emergency, break glass with wrench. Do it, Ratchet!
He was about to smash the glass with his wrench.
Hold on. There is another sign. It says, use rock to break glass, to get wrench, to break glass, to get...
Wait, no. Is that how it is?
To get rock. I think that's how it is. Ooh, I love logic puzzles. Let's see. If you break the glass with the... But Ratchet ended up breaking the glass case and took the other wrench. Solved it. He tossed his old wrench aside.
Wade's vendor appeared and caught the wrench, which was eventually transported. Everyone was surprised by this. Apparently Wade's had his eye on that thing for quite some time. He can have it.
After the brief incident, they continued their way through the cave. There were more monsters for them to fight, but they weren't any tougher. Although, as they got closer to the exit, things seemed much more dangerous, but they were able to handle that as well. Almost immediately after exiting, the thief landed his ship and pointed his blaster at them. You guys, hand over the experiment. Now! We can't do that. The thief got on top of his ship and continued pointing his blaster at them. I'll give you to the count of 3. Or what? You'll blast us with your, blaster? 1, 2, 3... Just then, he tripped and fell off of his ship. His mask fell off directly in front of them. They looked over and were surprised with what they saw. The thief
was actually a female Lombax. Whoa, he is a she. Not only that, but she is a Lombax, just like you, Ratchet. Whoa, I never would have seen this coming. The female got up and pointed her blaster at them. This changes nothing. Where's the experiment? We have returned it to Mr. Fizzwidget. She placed her hand on her forehead in frustration. Did you guys realize what you have just done? You've just put the entire galaxy in imminent danger. Wait, imminent danger? What do you mean? Look, I don't have time to explain any of this to you. If you guys want to fix any of this, then watch this video. Hang on. Did I get it right? Yeah, I got it right.
Oh, no. Good thing that wasn't little Susie. Here at the Megacorp testing facility, we make sure the products you buy are safe for you and your family. These are just a few of the products we've rejected to help keep you safe. The Tiny Talk Slingshot, the Nuclear Mousetrap, Self-Wedgifying Underwear, and the Lawn Ninjas. So the next time your toaster doesn't explode in your face, say a little thank you to the Megacorp testing facility.
Oh, Insomniac, you never failed to amuse me. You guys are just too hilarious. What does a testing facility have to do with all of this? Not really sure. All I know is I've developed a sudden fear of toasters from that commercial. Although the self-wedgifying underwear does look interesting. Ron, focus! Perhaps we should investigate that testing facility. Sounds like a good idea. Hey, can you give us a... But the Lombax had already taken off. Wait! Oh man, now how are we gonna get off of this miserable planet? We're going to need a ship. Let's start looking for one. They made their way to a base-like location of the planet's surface. There, they saw a strange man standing in front of Ratchet's wrecked ship. He seemed to be meditating. They looked at him in an awkward manner. Hello, sir. He opened his eyes and looked at him. Who is this guy? Some sort of freaky guru person? Got me. Wait a minute. That's my ship! Possession is an illusion. Do not all things belong to the cosmos? No. I'm pretty sure that's mine. This vessel suffers from wounded cha. Only the power of the crystals can hope to heal it. Crystals? Yes, crystals. Like those found in the desert. Beyond. Is this guy for real? Not really sure, but we don't have anything better to do considering that we're stranded here without a ship. Come on, let's go grab some crystals. If we split up, we should be able to find a lot of them within a short period of time. Good idea, Kimberly. Let's do it. They split up in different directions as they searched the entire desert. They spent an extensive amount of time of searching for and collecting crystals, although the blistering heat didn't make it easier for them. Ron, however, took a lot longer and didn't collect as many crystals as everyone else, since he had his pants shredded several times by the monsters that lurked in the desert. Hang on, before I continue. Okay, good. That's where I wanted to be. They eventually returned to the strange guru and handed him all of the crystals that they have collected. Yes, the crystals are speaking to me with a single voice. Seriously, what's with this guy?
The guru began to meditate, and much to the group's surprise, the ship was levitated, it spun around, and, from a strange purple aura, was miraculously repaired, then brought back down. Whoa! Whoa! That was awesome! Okay, I have to admit, that was pretty impressive. You, young missy. Me? The guru walked up to Kim and observed her close. Ratchet seemed a bit on edge as he saw this take place. I can sense a strong force in the cosmos that has shattered something that is strongly connected to you. A vessel not from this region of the cosmos, ripped to pieces by a dark force, also not from this region of the cosmos. I believe I have had one of those pieces brought to me by Lady Fate herself. He pulled out another piece of the space shuttle. Kim was greatly startled by this. Yes! That's a piece of my dad's space shuttle. I need that back. The strange guru handed the shuttle piece to her. Okay, so that's how many of these pieces? Okay. That's how many of these pieces have we collected so far? I'm not really sure, but we need to keep searching for the rest of them if we hope to put a stop to Draken and Shigo. Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's get off of this planet. Yes, let us leave post-haste. Finally! I've been wanting to get off of this planet since we got here. So did I. They got back into the ship and took off immediately. I think that will be enough that I'll do for now. But before I get on it, there is something very interesting about this story that I need to mention. Since the beginning of the game, we were convinced that the thief that stole the experiment was the bad guy of this story, because he stole something from a corporation, and stealing is wrong. However, we just revealed that the thief stole the experiment because Megacorp was planning on using it for something terrible that the thief was trying to prevent. And this brings a very, very interesting point to this story. When my brother and I were still teenagers, we came up with a phrase for these particular kinds of characters who at first started out seeming good, but turned out that they were either one of the bad guys or even the main antagonist of the story. The unique phrase we have that is hidden bad guy. And we came up with that phrase back when my brother first played Jak 2. And we had encountered a number of these hidden bad guys in other games, such as Sly 2, my all-time favorite video game, Star Fox Adventures, and the last game that I just recently got into, Xenoblade Chronicles. Jak 2 started out from the first game, in which Jak and his friends traveled to the future, and Jak was immediately imprisoned afterwards and was used as a test subject for a very dangerous experiment brought on by the very malevolent tyrant of the futuristic city, Haven City, Baron Praxis. And we were all convinced that Baron Praxis is the main antagonist of the story. But around the same time, we were dealing with another issue, which involved the metalhead creatures, a bunch of evil monsters that like to destroy people and do all kinds of horrible things. And at that time, Jack was working with an old man named Core, who was an ally, seemed like an ally, but near the end of the game, it was revealed that Core was actually the metalhead leader in disguise, and the main antagonist of that game. Now that is an incredible plot twist that no one saw coming, even though there were bits and pieces. There were like a few clues to indicate that there was something about Core that seemed a bit fishy. Sly 2 brought about another interesting hidden bad guy. The game was the sequel to the first that came after the first Sly game, in which after you defeat Clockwork, you have pieces of his metallic body, and you're trying to collect these pieces that were stolen from a criminal syndicate known as the Claw Gang. In that game, you're introduced to a very interesting character named Neela, who becomes an assistant to Sly's favorite adversary and playmate, Carmelita, who is a police for the Interpol. During the beginning of the game, Neela helps you out, and you start to take a liking to her, as did Sly and the rest of the gang. But around the second part of trying to thwart the second member of the Claw Gang, Rajan, Neela reveals her true nature as she backstabs Sly and his friends. And if that wasn't bad enough, she framed Carmelita for intentionally helping the Cooper Gang steal the Clockwork wings from Rajan's ball, even though she helped the gang by accident. And she just keeps getting worse and worse the more you see her. And just when you thought she couldn't possibly get any worse, when she was seen with the final member of the Claw Gang, Arpeggio, she backstabs him and infuses herself with the completed metallic body of the demonic Clockwork, revealing herself to be the real main antagonist of the game. It was just so shocking, and you just never see it coming. I really did like Neela until after she backstabbed Sly and his friends. After that, she just kept getting more and more hateful, even though there isn't a single person in this world that I hate. In my all-time favorite video game, Star Fox Adventures, you come across a planet that is literally falling apart, and you're convinced that General Scales is the main antagonist, as he is the one who caused the devastation to Dinosaur Planet. But it was revealed that he was somehow helped by an unseen entity, and it was later revealed that the unseen entity was actually using Scales for his evil scheme to revive himself, and that unseen entity was revealed to be Andros. How he was able to survive and reach Dinosaur Planet to come across this scheme was it's hard to understand, but I think it would make a lot more sense for my story. Now, as for the final game, Xenoblade Chronicles, I really didn't get into that game until I watched an LP of that game done by Chugga Conroy, and I've been hesitant about watching that game because I didn't want to get into another game with how I am with these fictional characters and such. The game itself involved a world that is constantly plagued by these machines known as Mechon, who have been attacking humans for over many centuries. and the world itself consists of two planet-sized titans known as the Bionis and the Mechonis, and the humans, who are mentioned as homes during the game, were at war with these Mechon constantly, and we were led to believe that the person who keeps sending these Mechon was the main bad guy. So Shulk and his friends set out to fight against these Mechon and put an end to this ongoing war. And it was later revealed that the Mechon were actually brought out by a man named Egil, who is a member of the Machina race, who are residents of the Mechonis, who attacked the residents of Bionis constantly because he wanted revenge against the Bionis for attacking his people. And I'm sure many of you Xenoblade Chronicle fans know about Dixon. He started out as the guy who became Shulk's stepfather after his parents were killed. It was revealed that not only Dixon was one of the antagonists of the game, but he was working for the main antagonist, who, where he was, would put a whole new meaning to the term hidden bad guy, because where the main antagonist was the one place where no one would have ever expected to find him. And that is such an incredible plot twist. Xenoblade Chronicles definitely falls under the category of most astonishing plot twists and most unbelievable hidden bad guy. If there is anyone far more incredible, far more unbelievable and astonishing than where the main antagonist of that game was, I'd like to know. Okay, I think that should be enough for now. So, the next episode, I will continue on the story with the gang arriving in the testing facility, where they try to find out whatever they can about the experiment and why Neela was trying to keep it away from Megacorp. So, until next time, everybody, I will be seeing you again. Bye.
Boing, boing, boing.